Hello. How's everyone doing today? All right, so here's what I'm working on. Legends of Wasteland City. The next story is called Don't Stop Shootin', and I'm working on episode 2, getting all the dialogue and the narration put together. So I think I got maybe another hour to go, maybe a little bit less. I'm not sure exactly. But what I'd like to do is just invite you guys to watch and listen, and send me any questions or feedback or ideas you might have. So here's what it looks like so far. I've got several tracks. This is all in Vegas Pro, which, don't judge me. This is what I edit in. No one's ever heard of it, except a few people, but it works for me. And let's see. So I got all my tracks laid out. I got my narration up top. You can hear a little bit of that here. Here's some raw. Oh, sorry. So there's me doing the narration, and then all these other tracks are going to be like all my voice actors doing their characters. So I got them kind of laid out, just waiting to get fit in there. Thanks, Dylan. The judgment's already commenced. Yeah, I know. I just get on the ride, because I'll do many things that are worth judging during this session, I'm sure. So here's episode 1, and episode 1 is just about done. I just really wanted to get it done. So when I'm working on these audio dramas, of course, Legends of Wasteland City is based in narration, so you'll see it's like 90% narration. And then here's all the characters. Oh wait, not quite all of them. So from Alexis down to J Pops, which is the yellow ones here. And then I've got several tracks of sound effects here. I've got my ambient, so this is atmosphere, the background sound, which I always try to do something, even if it's nothing. And what I mean by that is even a quiet room has a little bit of noise. So every space that the characters go in, there's going to be a little bit of ambience, whether it's like super quiet or nature sounds or that kind of thing. And then I've got a track for music down here. So this will be like some music bed to kind of set a little mood. I'm trying to do a little bit less. Well, I don't know. It's really just, I'm going to put the music where it belongs. So if I don't think the episode's calling for music, I'm just going to leave it out. Spam Boy says, sweet, been jonesing for the new season. How long is the first one for this season? The first story is going to be 6 episodes. It's about 79 pages, give or take. And if it was a movie script, that would translate to 80 minutes. But because there's a lot of narration in there, I think it's probably going to be over an hour over the course of 6 episodes. The first episode alone, let's see, is... Oh, for some reason my time and frames, is about 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's actually longer than I thought it was going to be. 20 minutes. And then I've got 20 minutes including a couple of commercials at the end. And then I'm going to do like my chat. You can see right here, I'm going to do my makeshift chat at the end where I talk about the episode. So that'll be in there as well. But this one's just about done. I sent it out to a couple of friends to get some notes. I know I've got one more pass to do before this episode's done. But check this out. Like, if I dive into, a spot with like a lot of action going on, let's just hear a couple seconds. I'm just going to dive in somewhere, and I don't know. Maybe let's just go right here. And at some point, it's going to decide to play. It's been so buggy. I don't know why. Probably because I'm using Vegas. Someone will say that. While I'm waiting for this to load back up, Valerie says, question, do you have any ideas? Do you have any ideas for a way to include someone in Wasteland Weekend if they're too frail to ever travel to the site or any other post-apoc event? Oh, man, what a great question. All right, so here's the deal. The Wasteland lore kind of lives beyond Wasteland Weekend or any of the events. And the same goes for Neotropolis. So we did something really neat with Neotropolis this year. Bridger and Adept, who are both Farlanders and go to Wasteland every year, they couldn't go to Neotropolis this year. And so Bridger created Network 42, which is a news network that happens on Earth, so not on Neotropolis. And they basically created it to make it so that they could participate from not on the planet, right? So yeah, there's lots of ways to participate. I'm not sure, what your loved one in this case can do, but like you can still have a character. You can still like make your costume. Lots of people make their costumes and just send like inspiration pictures to like the Facebook pages and the what am I trying to say? The Discord channel. There's a new Wasteland Weekend Discord channel that you can join. So yeah, you can just be a part of the community and share. And if they're a creator of any kind, whether they like to make costumes or props or tell stories, they can always just get involved that way. And then, of course, Dylan says, in response to Valerie, something I've done for folks is take barter stuff from folks who can't attend and bring back stories and what was exchanged bartered for them to enjoy it from afar. Dylan, that's really awesome. And yeah, really cool. Because, yeah, people can be a part of the event kind of vicariously through their friends as long as you bring back the stories. So that's really neat. All right, so I think I got this to play. Let's listen to it. I think it's the live that might be throwing this off a little bit. But yeah, you can kind of get the idea that, while I'm narrating, there's going to be lots of sound effects and that kind of thing. So yeah, pretty cool. Sweet. So obviously he's heading into a gun battle there, and things do get heated toward the end of the first episode. So yeah, that's what it kind of sounds like when it's all put together. Here's something that shows a little bit of like music in play. All right, sweet. So, yeah, that's episode 1. That'll be coming out in July is when I'm hoping to have it done. I want to get at least the second one done before I start launching so that, it's not going to be like forever before the second episode comes out. But here's what we're going to do. I am on episode 2, which starts right over here, around the 1 hour mark, because here's my intro music. And then I'm almost done with this episode. So join me for the rest. I'm going to try to just work as fast as I can. Feel free to send any questions or comments into the chat, and I'll do what I can to respond. But I'm just going to dive in, and I'll try to explain a little bit about what I'm doing. But let's see where I left off here. All right, so that's where I messed up once. We're just going to get rid of that and go to the second take. And then we get rid of all this dead air. I gotta set up my screens over here. Oh, so here's the script I'm working off of. Basically, this is in Final Draft. Final Draft is normally used for like movie scripts and that kind of thing, but it works really well for doing an audio drama because I still get to format things just like a script where the character is centered and then dialogue's in the middle, except where I write my narration would normally be called the action. You can see that up here. So this is normally in a script where it would say like he walked over to the door or he shot in the air. but I'm using action as my narration, so it kind of sets it up like half a book, half a script, which makes it really easy for me to edit from. So I'm going to send that over to my second screen. Y'all don't need to necessarily see that, but it does help kind of knowing what I'm working off of. You can't hear the music from when I'm doing the editing. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Audio input capture. Audio input capture. Let me see. There's got to be a way to do this, right? I'm not all that familiar with OBS, to be honest. So let me see if I can figure it out. Bear with me. Display capture. And capture. All right, where is the audio though? Wait, I think I know why. I need to send sound in 2 different directions. Ooh, challenge accepted. Because I need to send the outputs going to my headphones, but you need it to go to you need it to go to speakers? No, I should be able to pull it. Oh, I should have figured this out beforehand. All right, let's add video capture. No, window capture. Window capture? If I do that, shoot, I'm not sure. Dylan, were you hearing audio input? Audio input capture. In 1 through 4. No, I don't want that. I also want because I got my display capture here. You guys, who knows OBS? Because I've got my display capture here, which is right here, and I should be able to hear it. Oh wait, can I just add a source that's like application audio capture? Maybe that's what I need. Yeah, that's right. Let's do that. All right, let's see what that gets us. So you should maybe be able to hear it when I start playing it in just a second. That would be very convenient. All right, just wait for it to load back up. Get my little blue circle. I'm gonna have to figure out why it's doing that, because it just started doing that like yesterday. All right, let's see.
He decided it was best to get out
there we go.
rather than go where the arm was beckoning him in. But just as he turned to leave through the doors he came in through, he heard a couple of voices. He hid behind the foyer.
All right, cool. We're back in business. I'm pretty sure you can hear it. Valerie, send me a little note to let me know if you can hear it or not, but I'll pick up from there.
Get yourself killed?
He finally saw a hand waving through a doorway, but whoever was speaking was hidden in the shadow of the dark room behind it. Jeremiah looked around. Was this some sort of trap? His pa had warned him years ago about how some of the gangs would trick you by having someone lead you down an alleyway or pretend they needed help. He decided it was best to get out of here rather than go where the arm was beckoning him in. But just as he turned to leave, arm was beckoning him in. But just as he...
All right, excellent, Valerie. I'm very glad you can hear it now. Someone sent me anything? Oh, wait. Oh, an unrelated message.
It was best to get out of here rather than go where the arm was beckoning him in. But just as he turned to leave through the doors he came in through, he heard a couple of voices. He hid behind the foyer door. He hid behind the foyer doorway.
Oh,
he hid behind...
All right, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted here. My script ended up in the wrong spot. Hey, kid. Yep, there we go. All right.
Him in, but just as he turned to leave through the doors he came in through, he heard a couple of voices. He hid behind the foyer door. He heard a couple of voices. He hid behind the foyer door. He hid behind the foyer door. He hid behind the foyer doorway. He hid behind the.
Sometimes you get stuck on these words.
He hid behind the foyer door.
Nope.
He hid behind the foyer doorway. He hid behind the foyer doorway. He hid behind the foyer doorway and saw two.
There we go. Finally got it. It's funny, I recorded this like a couple of months ago.
He hid behind the foyer doorway and saw two black-clothed men carrying what looked like a body.
All right, so now we're going to go to some dialogue. I've got Gutter 1, which I believe I ended up playing just now. Let's see if this is it.
All right, this is Gutter 1.
Yep, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna be playing this character, and so hopefully,
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
when I play one of these other characters, hopefully it does not sound like me. So the idea is to put on enough of a character voice that you can't tell that it's me. And so let's see, let's see if it works this case.
Holy hell, it stinks in here. Holy hell, it stinks in here. Holy hell, it stinks in here. Well, hold on a sec.
All right, I kind of like this guy. And then while I go through this, I'm going to do a quick normalize.
And saw two black-clothed men carrying what looked like a body.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
All right, so there's Gutter 1. Now we're going to go to Gutter 2, which I believe is Jonathan. Did he play Gutter 2? Who played Gutter 2? Let's find out. I'm just going into my recordings real quick on the other screen. Recordings. Let's see. Ian. Nope. Jonathan. Nope. Wait, do I not have Mallory? Nope. Maybe I don't have someone playing Gutter 2 yet. So now I'm looking for my cast list. Gutter 2. Oh, Jet played Gutter 2. Okay, so yeah, I was lucky enough that my friend Jet Black was just here, not, a week ago? Just this week, actually. And he played Gutter 2 for us. So let's go find his track here. There he is. All right, come on up, Jet. I tend to move the characters down when I'm not working with them so that I can have the sound effects right there. And let's find his track, which is going to be right here, just sitting and waiting. All right, he played Grunt first, and then we did Gutter 2. So Jet's going to come back as another character later on. Did I lose it? No, there it is. Okay, so let's do a little dialogue.
Black-clothed men carrying what looked like a body.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
All right, so this is raw. I haven't worked with this
like
yet at all.
Nobody other than like a recording couple would ever understand. Hey, ladies, shut the. Gutter 2.
Well,
Jet.
hold on.
All right, so there he slided in with a little bit of warm up as I was getting his levels there.
Don't let go. Let's see. Okay, wait. I gotta change mine.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's
Don't
working
let
it a little bit.
Don't let go. Hey, come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here. Don't let go.
I always have everyone
Hey,
do
come
several
on.
takes of everything.
Let's drop this off and get out of here. Don't let go.
And since this was his first character, I'm going to guess that one of his last takes are going to be the best one because it takes a little while to get into it.
Don't let go. Hey, come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
It's very
Don't
clicky.
let go. Hey, come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
Ooh, I like that one.
Don't let go. Come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
Yeah, that's good. All right, let's bring that one over.
Go. Come out of here.
And then, let's see. Gutter 1 has one more line.
Well, hold on a sec. Well, hold on a sec. Well, hold on a sec. Holy hell, it's...
Kind of like that third one. I tend to like the third one quite a bit.
Get out of here.
Well, hold on a sec.
Out of here.
Well, hold on a sec.
All right, we're going to bring the narrator back in.
He hid behind a foyer doorway and saw two
Oh, nope.
doorway and saw two.
Oh, I didn't know I had
black-clothed
another
men carrying
take
what
of that
looked
one.
like a body.
So
Hid behind a
let's see
foyer
if this is
doorway
better.
And saw two black-clothed figures carrying what looked like a. He hid behind the foyer doorway and saw two
Holy hell,
black-clothed
it stinks
figures.
in here.
Clothed figures carrying what looked like a body, and carrying what looked like a body.
No, I don't think that's any better than the later takes. Chapters 1 and 2. What?
Check 1, 2. Check.
Well, hold on
Hey,
a sec.
come on.
Let's see.
The rail line ran from way over to where the fight was him as Jeremiah's body, and saw two black-clothed figures carrying what looked like a body.
All right, so I need to grab my next narration. Oh, wait, here it is. Maybe.
But it wouldn't do any good until, as Jeremiah came to, he could hear yelling and gunshots from Mudhaven. He was pressing their ears against the cold metal, trying to hear the man's movements. Those canned mandarins he'd sometimes got from the mill. Jeremiah ran just behind her, was caked in dirt,
This is a whole nother take.
that he wouldn't be needing it. He managed to get out a small laugh. Abandoned, like so many other things.
All right, I'm trying to find out where I picked
He
up
continued
from.
through the lobby and out the doors opposite where legs on the ground and pulled a handkerchief up over his voices. Doorway and clothed people hid behind the foyer doorway.
All right, so that gets us right about where we were. So I did this in a few takes, so things are a little bit here and there. But let's go find out where we are. Valerie asks, where do you source your voice talent from? So with my first season of Legends of Wasteland City, I mostly tracked down... Well, first I started with, because, let's see, I did the Schofield's Drifter story. So first thing I did was ask them if anyone wanted to voice their own. They decided not to. So then I start reaching out to friends and people that I know that do voiceover for a living, and ask them if they wanted to do it. Now, the first season was 100% like just love of the game. I asked everyone to do it for a favor, you know. And I also reached out to a lot of Wastelanders that were interested in doing some voiceover. And so now with this one, I did kind of the same thing. I reached out to some friends. So it's like half friends. And then there's a couple characters in here that are cast from Backstage. If you're not familiar with Backstage, it's like a casting site. Although they just changed their rules, like their agreement as far as use of AI stuff goes. So I may not be using them anymore, to be honest, because their latest user agreement says that they can use your voice or something, and I'm not crazy about that. I'm kind of gonna be... I don't think that all AI is bad, but when they're literally stealing people's stuff to save money, then I'm not so into it. Not good. I don't think we should be replacing creativity with it. So anyway, yes, there's lots of places to get your voice talent from. Of course, being in the industry, I know a lot of people that do voiceovers and have their own setups. There's a lot of different casting sites you can go through. There's not just Backstage, but there's Voices123 and Voices.com. There's also some very specifically made for audio dramas and podcast sites. So yeah, there's a lot of different places to get talent from, and I tend to use a little bit of everything.
Carrying what looked like a body.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
Don't let go. Come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
Don't let go.
This sounds really clicky right here, doesn't it?
Let's drop this off.
I don't know what that click is. Let me see if I can see something. Yeah, there is clicking in there. What is that? Oh, I don't like that at all. I didn't hear that when we were recording. I sure hope it's not all like that. Here, let's go back to take 1.
Oh, come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
This is interesting. Alright, so let me... This is where things can get a little hairy. Sometimes you just end up with a file that has a bunch of clicking errors in it. Come on. You go there. You go here. What's the problem? There we go. Alright, so let's send this over to the audio editor. See what the heck is going on.
When we get back, you don't say shit. I don't want to be on DB duty for the rest of my life.
This is very strange. So that's me in one microphone directing, and then the other microphone. Oh, it's right across the whole file. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, first off, we're going to see if we can rescue this. This is not what I was hoping we were going to be doing right now, but there is a wonderful declicker right in here, so we're just going to hit that and see what it does. Maybe it'll get rid of some. Maybe it'll get rid of all of them.
We get back, you don't say shit.
Oh no.
I don't want to be on DB duty for the rest of my life.
I have no idea why it did that.
I can cuss as much as I want. Okay.
What happened?
Shit. Throw you in that pile and your mama too.
I haven't had that issue happen before. Alright, so obviously it's embedded in the file. There's not much I can do to save this. Except we're still going to try. We're not done yet. And just so you know, what I'm doing is sending the audio file out of Vegas Pro and into Audition, which is the Adobe audio program. And I'm just waiting for this to load back in. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to take the raw file, and we're going to just send just the bit
Let go.
that I want to use over into the audio editor. So this is, rather than the whole file, I just have this little bit. And as we can see, every time you see this vertical tower here,
Oh,
that's a little click. So Audition has this really cool thing where we've got a spot healing brush. It needs to be a little bit bigger. Just wait, a little bit bigger. There we go. Make it a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Alright, and then hopefully I can just paint and erase and make it go away. Let's see what that did.
don't let go. Don't let go.
Well, it sounds pretty good. So we're going to go through and just kind of paint these away. Paint them away. And sometimes when you paint this broadly in here, oh, no, that actually might work. Sometimes when you paint this broadly, you can hear the errors, but most of the time it does pretty good. So let's see what that does to that first phrase. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Control Z brings us back. All right, let's see if the clicks are gone.
Don't let go.
Hey, not bad.
Let go.
All right, there's a couple more. So, all right, this is working. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to watch me painstakingly get rid of these lines. And I can hold shift to get a vertical, so I can just go right along these little click lines. Now let's see what that sounds like.
Don't let go.
Oh, there's something hidden in here. Something...
Go.
No, wait.
Go. Go.
I think I got it.
Oh.
Alright, so let's get rid of these 4 or 5 now. This is very strange. I've recorded a lot here in my home studio, and I've never had this clicking happen, and I wonder what did it. Because this is not good. Oops. Oh, it kind of did it, even though I didn't hit the right button there. Like, this could be maybe there was like a cell phone signal going off or a bad connection in one of the wires in there, like if Jet was stepping on a wire or something, and obviously not his fault whatsoever. All right, let's see what that did. Looks like I got one more right here. Really small though. All right, so let's see if we get rid of those clicks.
Don't let go. Come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
Hey, that's not bad. We got it cleaned up. I heard something in here.
Let's drop it. Let's drop this. Let's drop.
Yeah, see these three little vertical lines right here? I actually don't think that this is that same error. I think this is just a mouth click, which is fine. Everybody has a little bit of mouth click when they're in the studio. I know I sure do. You guys will hear it as I work my way through this.
Let's drop this.
But check that out.
Let's drop this.
No more mouth click.
Let's drop this off.
Cool. All right, so now we're just going to save that, and we can go back over here. It'll update. And with any luck, once that's done updating, it'll sound cleaner again. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing some troubleshooting because we recorded that just this week. And I don't know what happened. Channel right. Oops, channel right only. There we go. All right, let's hear it.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
Don't let go. Come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
Well, hold on a sec.
Nice. All right, cool. So we're going to keep pushing forward. And let's get rid of that. Okay, let's see. We get some more narration.
On a sec.
He hid behind the foyer doorway. He hid behind the foyer doorway and saw two black-clothed figures carrying what looked like a body.
Oh, wait, is that better than this?
He hid behind the foyer doorway and saw two black-clothed men carrying what looked like a body.
Oh, that's right. I changed it to figures because I thought for a second that maybe one of these gutters was going to be... These are the gutters. They're one of the gangs in this story. And I thought I might make one of them a female.
He hid behind the foyer doorway. He hid behind the foyer...
There we go.
Voices. He hid behind the foyer doorway and saw two black-clothed figures carrying what looked like a body. Carrying what looked like a body.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
Don't let go. Come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
Well, hold on a sec.
He hid...
Holy hell.
All right, so these guys are going to be like kind of around the corner from where Jeremiah is hiding here. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of effect. This is something I would probably do on the next pass normally, but I actually want to show you guys a little bit of how I do this now. So delay basically means like a repeat, like an echo. And so it can make it sound a little bit echoey, and then we're going to do this and probably do what? Like a cathedral, cavernous space. That's pretty good. Like just this big, open, abandoned train station that they're in. So I'm going to just rough that in and just see what it sounds like.
Holy hell, it stinks in here. Holy hell, it stinks in here.
All right, it definitely makes it sound like he's in this.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
Definitely makes it sound like he's in this like big open space.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
But I want him to sound like he's a little bit further away. So maybe I want a little bit less there. Let's see.
Like a body.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
Yeah, that starts to sound pretty good.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
It's carrying what looked like a body.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
I made it a little bit too quiet. Let's bring that up.
Like a body.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
Don't let
All right, and then you can hear that we need a little bit more of this space
Don't let
for the
go.
echo. And then we always want to fade it out if the echo goes too long. All right, so now that I feel good about that like reverb, I'm going to just copy that and I'll paste that reverb onto both of these. So now all three of these should sound like they're in the same space.
It's carrying what looked like a body.
Holy hell, it stinks in here.
Don't let go. Come on. Let's drop this off and get out of here.
Well, hold on a sec.
He hid behind the...
Yeah, that sounds all right. Perfect. All right, so now they sound like they're a little bit further away from him. So let's go back to the narrator. Oops, we're going to do an autosave real quick. It always freezes for a moment when it does this. Yeah, so for you guys that have always wondered, like, how much work goes into an audio drama, you can tell I've been on this, 10 seconds for the last 10 minutes or so. So it definitely takes some time, way longer than doing a regular podcast. But not quite as long as doing a TV show.
Well, hold on a sec.
He hid behind the foyer doorway and saw two black-clothed figures carrying what looked like a body. The first man dropped...
Oh, that one was even better than this one. So let's just shimmy that over. We'll probably finally be done with that line.
He hid behind the foyer doorway and saw two foyer doorway and body.
Holy hell!
Carrying what looked...
Well, hold on a sec.
All right, now we're finally moving on.
The first man dropped a pair of legs on the ground and pulled a handkerchief up over his mouth and nose. The voice. Jeremiah figured the over his mouth and pulled a handkerchief up over his mouth and nose.
All right, so I definitely said handkerchief there. Handkerchief. So I'm just going to leave a little note that I can see later on, because I don't think I have a second take of that.
The voice quietly
Some-
out to grab his.
Sometimes I just miss it, but I'll be able to fill that in later. All right, so he pulls a handkerchief over his mouth and nose, and then Liv says,
Hey, kid, get over here. Are you trying to get yourself killed?
all right, that's the second take of her last line.
Hey, kid,
The voice
Hey.
was in the
Hey.
cloth.
they will kill you.
Oh, there we go.
They will kill you. They will kill you. They
Jeremiah
will
figured the
kill
small
Holy
voice.
hell! It's
They will kill you. They will kill you.
I kind of like this one the best for now, so we're going to go with that. So
Nose.
the scene here is Jeremiah's, he's supposed to get to the train station because he's going to hop a train. He's on a very important mission that you'll find out when you hear the full story. And this is where we meet Liv, so she's kind of hiding in there and knows that Jeremiah is in over his head
His
already.
mouth and nose.
They will kill you.
And she is also around the corner from him, so I'm going to just see what that audio effect will look like, will sound like if I put it on her.
They will kill you.
Oh, I kind of like it. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to borrow that. I'm actually going to put it on her earlier lines as well. And this is what a lot of it is like figuring things out and then moving stuff around and kind of creating the mood as you go.
Hey, kid,
Jeremiah turned.
Oh. Yeah, and this is why we need to leave some space and let it fade out.
kid,
Jeremiah turned around, trying to spot where the voice was coming from.
kid, get over here. Are you trying to get yourself killed?
He finally.
Love it. Sounds so good. There we go.
Get over here. Are you trying to get yourself killed?
He finally saw a hand wave.
All right, go back to where we were.
Kill you.
They will kill you. All right, and then we've got a couple more paragraphs of narration.
Jeremiah figured the voice was probably. Jeremiah figured the voice in the shadows was probably safe.
You.
Jeremiah.
Let's give it a little time.
Kill you.
Jeremiah.
Oh, we need to fade that out.
Kill you.
Jeremiah.
No, too fast. Let's just go with that one.
Jeremiah figured the voice in the shadows was probably safer than these two scary-looking guys carrying a dead body, and he quickly made his way to the door as quietly as he could. The hand reached out to grab his and let him inside. Jeremiah couldn't see much as the eyes tried. Jeremiah. The hand reached out. Jeremiah.
Get rid of that bad take.
Grabbed his and let him inside. Jeremiah couldn't see much as his eyes tried to adjust, but he did see a girl's face wrapped in some kind of head wrap. She held her finger to where.
Pretty strong P, so if I add a little fade on there, it should soften it.
Head wrap. She held her finger
enough
to
for
where
now.
her lips were behind the cloth to tell him to be quiet. From here, they both watched.
Tell him to be
Tell him to be
quiet.
quiet. From here, they both watched.
You can kind of tell just by
From here,
how
they
long
both
these
watched through the small
waveforms
opening in
are
the
that
doorway
it was going to be a
as the
bad
two
take
men
there.
carried the body to the edge of the platform and tossed it over the side onto the pile of corpses below. They then both took the gloves off their hands and tossed those in after. They then both took the gloves off their hands and tossed those in after. She kept silent.
All right, so this is...
Then both took the gloves off their hands and tossed those in after.
That was a good take. I don't know why I did a
They
second one.
then both took the gloves off their hands and tossed those in after.
Yeah, we're going to go with the first one. All right, so Jeremiah's got some lines here. Why did I do that?
She held her finger to where her lips were behind the cloth to tell him to be quiet. To be quiet. From here, they both watched through the small opening in the doorway as the two men carried the body to the edge of the platform and tossed it over the
Get rid of that breath.
platform and tossed it over the side onto the pile of corpses below. They then both took the gloves off their hands and tossed those in after.
All right, so, oops, hear that? There's a little bit of my mouth noise right there. Get rid of that. This is why actors and voice actors always sound so good, because we can just clean things up. All right, so Jeremiah's got a line. Jeremiah's being played by Alexis, who I was really happy to find. Alexis's acting for Jeremiah is so good.
Tossed those in after.
Who are they?
Oh.
Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? Who are they?
I kind of like that one, so we'll go with the second version.
And after.
Who are they?
After.
Who are they? It's so funny I wrote in. Shh. Shh. Shh.
Two men walked away, still arguing without a word. She let down and started going through the key out of one of the pockets.
Quiet.
There we go. That's my next line, is Gutter's quiet. I can see that there's several takes over.
Gutters.
She
Now
pulled a
quiet.
small.
Gutters.
She
Now
pulled a
quiet.
small.
Gutters. Now quiet.
That one's good. Because she obviously knows to keep her voice down a bit more. All right, we got the gutters coming back in. Gutter 2. Where'd you go, Jonathan? No, jet.
He'll be in the pile too. Okay, more matter of fact. Okay. Boss don't need to know
She kept silent
anything.
until the two men walked away, still arguing
Shut
with each
up
other.
about it, or
Then,
you'll
without
be
a
in the
word,
pile
she left
too.
the body's
Get back?
forehead.
When
Small
we get
copper-colored.
Okay, ready?
Still arguing with
Shut
each
up.
All right, I actually like this take quite a bit. And sorry, I know that there's a lot of like overlap just because files are everywhere. What did I just do? Don't do that. Quick save. Channel right only.
The boss don't need to know anything.
A lot more of those clicks
Now
in there.
shut up about it, or you'll be in the pile too.
Oh, did I skip? I skipped something. When we get back, I need his when we
a
get.
key out of
you
one of the
don't say
pockets.
shit. I don't
The
want
girl just pocketed the
DB
key
duty
and
for
kissed
the
her
rest
finger.
Get back. You don't say shit. I don't want to be on DB duty for the rest of my life. The boss don't need to know anything. Now shut. We get back. You on DB duty. When we get back.
Then, without a word,
you
she
don't
left the
say
small room.
shit. When we get back, you don't say shit. I don't want to be on DB duty for the rest of my life. Want to be on DB duty for
All right, let's see what we got here.
shit. I don't want to be on DB duty for the rest of my life.
Perfect. All right, let's bring in. See, this is funny because I don't know why his was clicking like that because I just recorded this
Holy hell, it stinks and
on the exact same system,
boss needs to.
but the boss needs to. Yep, that's my next line.
But the boss needs to. But the boss needs to. But the boss needs to.
And
But
walked
the
away,
boss
still
needs
arguing
to-
with each
Put that in there. Just make sure this isn't more of the same
That
take.
light back up.
All right, that's actually for later. And Chet.
Same, guys.
Just
Cuss
thrown
as
off
much
the
as I
boat. The two
and I
men
can
walked
cuss
away.
as much as I want. Mama too. And that pile and your mama too. I'd like to see it, boy. You keep.
All right, I'm pretty sure we went back to do some lines here. So I'm just going to go find his next line is the boss doesn't need to know anything.
When we get back, more like that, or do you
Two
want me to
men
go?
walk.
We get back.
We need that.
I don't want to be on. Get back. You don't for the
She
rest
kept
of my
silent.
life.
The
Cuss
two
as
had
much
just
as I
thrown.
want. Shit. Throw you in that pile and your mama too. I'll talk about your sister. Hi.
Oh, that's right. That's an improv for later. All right, so I got to try to find. I think, yeah, we got a little out of order here.
Now shut up about it, or you'll be in the pile too.
Oh, that's the exact line I was looking for.
Be duty for the rest.
All right, so I got a couple questions. Oh, Kingdom of Inland. Is this audio drama supposed to be set in the Mad Max universe or an original post-apocalyptic setting? So that's a really good question. Legends of Wasteland City is not in the Mad Max universe. It's not in the Fallout universe. It's actually in the Wastelander universe. So basically I'm taking some of the lore and creating original lore that happens in all the different post-apocalypse festivals around the country and potentially the world. So this is actually just original stuff that Wastelanders are coming up with. I called it Legends of Wasteland City because that is, of course, the flagship post-apocalypse festival of the world. It's what most of the other ones have modeled themselves after, including most of the ones here in the United States, where it's costumes mandatory. There's a theme section and a non-theme section, and the LARP rules are kind of, a little bit more of participate as much as you want, but you don't have to be in character the whole time. So they've all kind of like modeled themselves after that. And a lot of the tribes and a lot of the storylines that happen during the festivals are created by the people attending. And I said a lot. All of them are created by the people attending. And sometimes, yes, they get inspiration from Fallout or Mad Max or any of the other post-apocalypse stories that are out there in the world. But a lot of the time, they're very original. When I did the the Schofield's Drifters stories, you can tell that they were inspired a lot by Fallout in theirs. They kind of take place very much in like a New Vegas kind of place. They are like tech finders, kind of like the Brotherhood of Steel are, but they're definitely not Brotherhood of Steel. They're their own thing. And so a lot of the tribes from like Wasteland Weekend have their own lore, and that's what I started working with to create this. It was the Schofield's Drifters that really got it started, and then of course I also had the Rabbit Asylum, sent an origin story. That one's in season 1 as well, and then I wrote an original story about the Dukes of the Nuke, which is my tribe, trying to give them just a little bit more backstory. And here's the thing. It's called Legends of Wasteland City, and it is an anthology because while I'm going to try to keep everything in the same universe, there's going to be a lot of give to it. So if someone says, bombs dropped in Texas, I'm not going to say, no, they can't have dropped in Texas because Texas actually got wiped out by a tsunami from the Gulf of Mexico. So everyone kind of gets their own lore, and it's called Legends because it's just legends. It's just that. Nothing is hard canon, and that way everyone gets to tell their story the way they want, and that's exactly what happens at the festival. And you followed up with, what's the lore behind the Black Thumbs tribe? I don't know yet, actually. I don't know if they've necessarily got lore, but what they are is a collection of people that really like working on vehicles and creating, Frankenstein vehicles, experimenting with, can I put this engine in this truck? Can I make this car go on like tank tracks, that kind of thing? So I don't know what the lore is. I just know that the idea, and not every tribe has lore. Sometimes they're just a theme, and that's where they leave it. And I think that might be a little bit more of what the Black Thumb tribe is. So yeah, I hope that answers the question, but ultimately I'm not really sure.
But the boss needs to.
The boss don't need to know anything. Now shut up about it, or you'll be in the pile too.
All right, I like that take. So I'm going to take. Oh wait, I'm going to add a little bit of silence, a little bit of silence, and a little bit of silence. This is going to help that reverb. I'm going to copy that, paste it so that it's all there.
When we get back,
Oh, wait. Before I do that,
DB duty.
I got to clean this up. So let's send it over to the audio editor. I got a bunch of these clicks in there. So let's see what I got to do. We're just going to zoom out a little bit and get rid of this one. This one. Just go right down the line, getting rid of all these stupid little clicks. I don't need to do the ones between words because I can erase those later. And I want to get it so that my little circle here is about the same size as the click. But isn't that just kind of a neat tool? Just go in there and grab exactly what I need and just erase it. So this tool actually helps get rid of like mouth clicks, and if there's like a low rumble or a high noise, like if there's a little whistle, it'll actually show up in this spectrum, and you can use the spectrum to like visually see what kind of, oops, it's not grabbing that one. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of use this to visually see sound, which is really interesting, because there's also the waveform, which is another way to see sound. You can actually see, the actual sound wave that way, but this one gives you a little bit more idea of what's happening, like in the high notes versus the low notes. So low notes are down here. All this like really hot stuff is because Jet has a super low rumble bassy voice in real life, and so he's very, very bright on the low end. And then if someone had a higher voice, it would be glowing up top, which is kind of neat. I can't believe I didn't hear this either. It must have just been like a recording error on the computer side of things, maybe. Slide on over. Oh, there's so many. Oh my gosh. It is good to know that this can be saved, though, because he actually recorded this while he was up here in Nashville. They're in Chattanooga now, which is, not forever away, but it's 3 hours away. And they do an audio drama, too. Jet and his wife, Callie. Well, Callie wrote a book with her sister called 1232, and it's really good. It's like a sci-fi adventure, and I play one small role in it. All right, let's listen to this real quick. Oh no, I messed up. There's a glitch that I forgot about. All right, let's just close that without saving it. No, I forgot about that. If I try to fix it, like if the original track is left and right, and I try to send it over to the audio editor, it does that blub, 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 blub. So I actually have to go back and do that again. How fun. So, oops. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I gotta go to the first take. Take this one? Take. Oh, this is weird. What?
Or you'll be in the...
Let's see what that one looks like in the audio editor. Yeah, it's messed up. Okay. It's a weird glitch for sure.
Shut up.
Alright, there it is. Alright, so I'm going to send this one over to the audio editor, and once again, I'm going to get rid of all these little clicks. Darn it. Clicky, clicky, clicks. Yeah, so if you get a chance, and if you enjoy audio dramas, check out 1232. It's really well written, and it takes place in modern day, and there's some time travel involved where they get sent back to, you guessed it, 1232, and they need to find their way back home. My character is actually Welsh in that story. And let me tell you, Welsh is perhaps the hardest accent that I've ever attempted. It is so difficult to do. I spent days listening to like different YouTube channels and just in like people speaking in Welsh. or in a Welsh accent, because it wasn't actually Welsh. It was English with a Welsh accent, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I lost it right away, because it's very sing-songy Welsh. It sounds, it's got a little bit of like an Irish flavor, but then it's its own thing.
When we get back, you don't say shit. I don't want to be on DB duty for the rest of my life.
One more click right there.
For the rest of
Oh, that's actually a mouth click too,
for the rest of
but we can get rid of that anyway.
for the rest of my duty for the rest of my life.
Sweet. All right, save that and send it back. Luckily, there's only a little bit more of his stuff on as Gutter, and I'm hoping that his other character doesn't have that same problem. Here I was thinking we'd be done by now. But yeah, sometimes this kind of thing happens. Alright, yep, lots of clicks. Let's get rid of them. I'm sliding on over. I'm guessing this is probably less exciting than when I was doing the map last week live. Because this is a bit more tedious, maybe a little bit less exciting. It's always a little tough to see how the stew is made, right? Or the sausage. Sausage stew, perhaps, in this case. Sometimes it can spoil the magic. But I think, letting you guys see what goes into this kind of stuff is kind of fun. Like, I really enjoy behind the scenes. I love watching the behind the scenes featurettes for movies and stuff, where you're like, oh, here's how they did that really cool fire effect, or that kind of thing. It was actually more fun when a lot more like stunts and stuff were practical. CGI has just kind of made things a little bit more boring. Because it used to be like, oh, how'd they do this crazy stunt? Or how'd they make the dinosaurs move in Jurassic Park? And it was like, oh my gosh, there's animatronics and a little CGI. And they had these little floating balls so the actors knew what to react to. And now it's just, they just talk to nobody, and then they just put them in there in CGI afterwards. Just not as exciting. Less interesting, right? Alright, let's see what this one sounds like.
The boss don't need to know anything.
I don't think I need that little mouth click. We'll get rid of that.
Now shut up about it, or you'll be in the pile too. Two.
I missed that little guy right there.
Two.
And maybe this.
Two.
Good enough. Oh, sweet.
The boss.
That's it. So we'll send that one back. Alright, so now I can go back and add the reverb and the delay and make it sound like they're back in that building. Once it updates that media. Come on, let's go. This is half my day just waiting for it to reload. Alright, so we're going to go channels, write only, and then we'll go and copy this and paste those attributes.
When we get back, you don't say shit. I don't want to be on DB duty for the rest of my life.
But the boss needs to...
The boss don't need to know anything.
Oh yeah, and he's cutting him off here, so we're going to, whoops. So we're going to have him start talking before I'm done.
The boss needs
The
to...
boss don't need
Yeah,
to
there we
know
go.
anything.
Sounds a little bit more
Now shut up
natural
about
there.
it, or you'll be in the pile too.
Alright, sweet. So let's see where that leaves me. Here.
She kept silent until the two men walked away, still arguing with each other. Then, without a word, she left the... Still arguing with each other. Then, without a word, she left the small room and went to the platform where the two had just thrown off the body.
Alright, so what I did get was me and Jet improvising a little bit. Oh, this will be fun. So I actually do both. And I believe if I go right here, I'm just going to solo this. Kingdom says, I wonder what kind of cars you would see built specifically to survive the kind of environment we see in Mad Max Fury Road and Furiosa. That's kind of a fun question because obviously it's super dry, so tires would not be as healthy, right? If you have tires out in the desert, they're going to dry out and rot super fast. So, like, think about the wheels they had to put on the Mars rover, right? They're like metal tires in a way, just to make them a little bit more robust and be able to last out there. So yeah, there'd be a lot to think about. And I kind of doubt anyone cares about their air conditioning, but I mean, if you have a car and it had air conditioning at one point, maybe you could get some air conditioning going. I don't know. All right, so let's see here. So yeah, I did a little improv with them that we can put in the background. So let's work on that. First thing I'm going to do is actually split this into 2 different characters. So I think I was improvising and I was on the left track and he was on the right. So I'm just going to copy that, paste it up there. We'll go. I'm not going to get rid of jets yet because I just learned that lesson. And I'm going to make sure that I know exactly what's on this right here.
That light back up. That light back up.
Oh yeah, that's for I think next chapter. So we'll throw that way over to the side. All right, let's hear this improv.
Going through the pocket.
When we get back, you don't say back. You don't be duty for the rest. Shit. The only... Okay, yep. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It's going to be at least 5 minutes. It's going to be at least 10. The only other thing is, job, you little shit. Notions, don't you? High and mighty. Throw you in that pile and your mama, too.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so this is where we started improvising.
No, I'm good.
Sweet. All right, so this is them walking away. Get rid of those. Come on over here. So this is stuff like, I'm not too concerned with what this is going to sound like because it's going to be more in the background. So we're going to make Jet a little bit quieter. Maybe we won't even hear the clicks.
Shit. Throw you in that pile and your mama,
Nope,
too.
they're definitely still there.
Damn, I'll talk about your sister, too.
Need to bring that way down.
Well, I hope you don't think you'll be throwing me in that pile.
Let's copy that and paste them on here. Oops, nope, not what I meant. Selectively paste effects and do the same thing. Selectively paste effects. Let's see. Kingdom of Inland says, Dylan says, my Wasteland car's AC are the holes in the floorboard. Yeah, well, that's the thing. As long as you're moving, you've got AC, right? But as soon as you stop. Kingdom of Vinland says, something that I find odd about Mad Max vehicles is that everyone opts for high horsepower and inefficient engines, when realistically, fuel efficiency would probably be more important than horsepower. Yeah, that's very true. I suppose that's a little bit different in the case of, like, Fury Road, where they actually had their own refinery and their own pumps, and they could kind of make their own oil, so maybe they didn't care so much. But yeah, for most people, having something that's super efficient would be important. But another thing to think about is, super modern cars that are really efficient have a lot of computers, which aren't going to do so well, with like old gas and just more stuff to break down. So maybe they just had to stick with, the old muscle cars just because they were simpler. Dylan says, original movie was a commentary on the violence of hot rodders and the gas crisis and what lengths drivers would go to keep cars on the road. It's part of the fantasy versus practicality of it all. Well said, Dylan. That is true. Yeah, because these aren't like documentaries, right? They are adventure stories. And they are commentaries. Every post-apocalypse story is a commentary on modern society one way or another. There's always some underlying theme. And so, yeah, there was the big crisis of the gas crisis of the 70s and 80s going on. And when you think about that into the future, of course, we were also in the Cold War, and so that's why, like, you know, nukes came into play. Yeah, there's always some kind of commentary happening. And so when you have your good guys versus bad guys, your bad guys tend to exemplify the areas of humanity that we're trying to critique in the stories. You know, even in this story, I've got my like businessmen. All the tribes, all the bad like raider tribes in this they're just businessmen. They're just businessmen. They're just trying to make a living. They're just trying to, you know, survive. But for them, their mode of survival means taking advantage of other people and not caring who you hurt. And so that's the criticism I'm doing with this, and that kind of plays into today's like super corporate, super capitalistic society that we live in, where, you know, companies have a huge influence on politics, and so a lot of policies that get set forth aren't necessarily in the best interest of the people. In a lot of cases, they're in the best interest of bottom lines. So, yeah, I don't know. You take that for what you will, but let's keep going.
Shut up about it, or you'll be in the pile too.
Alright, so they're just going to be bickering in the background. I could probably give them a bit more, and we'll tighten this up a little bit as we go.
She kept silent until the two men walked away, still arguing with each other. She kept silent until the two men walked away, still arguing with each other.
Make it so we can hear these first couple.
Still arguing with each other. Then without a word, she left the small room and went to the platform where the two... Then without a word, she left the small room and went to the...
Alright, and that's about where we'll just let them slide off. Oops, I actually want to keep that... No, what I wanted to do was slide that over a little bit, and I think we'll get rid of the rest of this improv. Just kind of let them fade off into the distance as they leave.
Two men walked away, still arguing with each other. Then without a word, she left the small room and went to the...
Alright, and so we're going to bury that underneath the narration.
Away, still arguing with each other.
And my improv, I'm going to have to redo my improv to kind of match it up with this character.
Boss needs to... Boss needs...
Still arguing with each other. Then
I
without
don't know, maybe it's close enough.
The boss needs to...
It's probably close enough. Never mind,
other.
we won't redo it.
Then without a word, she left the small room and went to the platform where the two had...
And I'm not hearing those clicks anymore, so we're just going to go ahead and...
Then without a word, she left the small room and went to the platform where the two had just thrown off the body.
I don't like to talk about your sister too. We'll just fade this out. Fade this one way down.
Then without a word, she left the small room and went to the platform where the two had just thrown off the body.
Alright, keep on going. Let's see. Where the twos. I promise we're getting close here. Oh my gosh, there's still a bit more. Well, mostly dialogue, so that's good. And it's between Jeremiah and Liv, and neither of those have this clicky problem, so things should move a bit quicker.
Jeremiah slowly made his way to the edge of the platform as she jumped down and started going through pockets on the body's clothes. And started going through the pockets of the body's clothes. The body's clothes. Clothes.
See, I just think I like the second clothes.
Clothes. Body's clothes.
Nope. Give you it a little bit more.
Body's clothes.
Perfect.
He made his way to the edge of the platform as she jumped down and started going through pockets on the body's clothes.
Alright, let's get Liv's next line here.
Oh, I see. Okay, perfect.
The girl just pocketed the key and kissed her fingertip.
Come on. What you looking for?
She
Alright, so you can tell I asked her to do just a little bit of
clothes.
voicings there. That's her jumping down.
Come on.
And
What you looking for?
Spamboy says, ironic to see the clicking you switched to Predator Vision. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, it is kind of Predator Vision.
Come on. What you looking for?
Oh,
What you looking for?
you can hear on this one.
What you looking for?
I don't know. Let me see. I'll break this up so I can normalize it. Listen to this. You get a little bit of like vocal breath onto the mic.
What you looking for?
Hear that?
Looking for?
That whoof right there. The second one
What
does.
you looking for?
That one doesn't have it.
What you looking for?
Oh, I like that one, but
Looking
I
for?
can see there's a little bit of it in there.
For?
This one's the clean one, so we're gonna go with it.
Come on. What you looking for?
What is she looking for?
This.
Oh, that's perfect.
This.
Let's find out what she's got. Oops. Oh, I gotta catch up here. Kingdom of Inland says, I think it would be interesting to see a post-apocalyptic scenario where not only is Earth running low, if not out of fossil fuels, but it's also going through a second ice age. That could be interesting. Yeah, definitely. Kind of feels like, what, the day after tomorrow kind of had that scenario. And of course, you know, if the whole world gets frozen and everyone's dead, we'll definitely be running out of fossil fuels really quick. Because the funny thing about fossil fuels is, one, if you stop drilling for them, you stop having them, and yeah, I mean, you gotta not just pump them out of the ground, but then you need to refine them, and then like regular gasoline has what, like a 3-month shelf life. So even if you had stores of gasoline, they'd probably go bad pretty quick, which is why our stores are always in crude.
What you looking for? This.
She pulled a small copper-colored key out of one of the pockets. Small copper-colored key out of one of the pockets.
A key? For what?
All right, let's hear we got a few takes here.
A key? For what? A key? For what? A key? For what? A key? For what?
Kind of like that third one there.
Pockets.
A key? For what?
Sounds a little loud.
A key? For what?
Here we go. All right, let's find out what the girl's doing here.
The girl just pocketed the key and kissed her fingertips before pressing them on the dead body's forehead. She pulled her hand down across the expressionless face, closing the eyes. She climbed back onto the body's forehead. She pulled her hand down across the expressionless face, closing the eyes. Eyes.
This. That's none of your business. Now, who are you and what are you doing here?
Spam boy, I just realized I was way back in the live feed. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I kind of figured that might have been what happened. Kingdom of Vinland, I can see the possibility of people switching to biofuels made from waste grease and things, or perhaps greenhouse-grown ethanol or something. Yeah, I played with that a little bit in the ones who came before. They were getting all their diesel fuel from like old fryolators and stuff. Kind of fun. Yeah, there's always going to be some other way to get energy. On my YouTube channel, I did an episode with Travis, who also goes by Shepherd, and his truck, Atomic Betty, he actually runs that off of used motor oils. It's a diesel engine, basically diesel, and most oils are pretty darn similar, or at least a diesel engine can run off of used oil, but you have to filter it. So he has this whole like filtration system, and the cool thing about like engine oil is it never breaks down. It's whenever you find it, you can find it 200 years later, and it would still be just as good. Unlike gasoline, that completely changes. So yeah, I like that. There's always going to be like people finding different ways of finding power, and of course, I mean, we were pumping out crude oil in the 1800s with no modern technology. Like, it is doable and it can be done again, and I'd imagine people would figure out different ways of doing that. Of course, you'd probably have a hard time refining it to today's standards, so a lot of cars would still have a hard time with it. But as far as like getting fuel, there's always fuel somewhere, and there's always like tar and crude oil bubbling up somewhere and you can track it down.
Closing the eyes.
That's none of your business. Now, who are you and what are you doing here?
She climbed back onto the platform. Her face was still wrapped in the cloth, but he could see that she was a little older than him by a few years. He could see that she was in the cloth, but he could see that she was older than still wrapped in the cloth, but he could see that she.
Just gotta get rid of that but, because I did it twice.
Wrapped in the cloth, but he could see that she was older than him by a few years, and stood about a foot taller. She was thin, but not dainty in any way.
Alright, so there we go. We've got our description of this new character finally. Boom.
Here.
She climbed back onto the platform. Her face was still wrapped in the cloth, but he could see that she was older than him by a few years, and stood about a foot taller. She was thin, but not dainty in any way.
Alrighty. Jeremiah's up next.
Okay. Well, I'm Jeremiah, and I'm looking to... Wait, why should I tell you anything? Well, I'm Jeremiah.
I love when Alexis lets her voice
Wait, why should I tell you anything?
break like that.
Well, I'm Jeremiah, and I'm looking to... Wait, why should I tell you anything? Well, I'm Jeremiah, and I'm looking to... Wait, why should I tell you anything?
Oh.
Wait, why should I tell you anything? Wait, why should I tell you anything? Wait, why should I tell you anything?
Third one's the winner.
Well, I'm Jeremiah.
In any way.
Well, I'm Jeremiah, and I'm looking to... Wait, why should I tell you anything?
'Cause you look loster than a giraffe.
Why should I tell you anything?
'Cause you look loster than a giraffe in Alaska.
A giraffe in Alaska. That's an original...
Alaska.
What's Alaska? What's Alaska?
Alright, so... let's see. Alexis self-directed, and so she did several takes right in a row. Boom, 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 boom. But Megan and I did a session together where I read for the other characters. So Alexis did basically A, B, 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 C, 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 and then Megan did A, B, C, A, B, C. So she did like two full takes of stuff. So I just got to remember, and I like working with actors however they like to work. Whatever's comfortable for them. If they want to do the full scene, great. If they just want to do each line over and over again, cool. Spamboy, speaking of new characters, do you need new artwork for Season 2? Ooh, yes I do. Are you an artist? Are you looking for a project? And while you're answering that, Vinland says, I can see communities perhaps arising around, for example, nuclear power plants or maybe around coal mines or something. Absolutely. Yeah, it would become much more important to for every community to either create something they could trade or be self-sufficient. So that would mean like, figuring out their own food, water, power, sources, that kind of thing.
Tell you anything?
'Cause you look loster than a giraffe in Alaska.
What's Alaska? What's Alaska? What's Alaska? What's Alaska?
Last one wins.
Never mind. Where you headed?
Alaska.
Never mind. Where you headed?
I was looking for the train. I was looking for the train. I was looking for the train. And it goes west. I was looking for the train. I was looking for the train.
Looking for the train.
Train.
Sorry, kid. Well, you've got the wrong...
Oh, Spam Boy. I didn't know that was you. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, yes, I do need some artwork for season 2. Oh, here's the thing. With all the different social medias and so many different names, sometimes you just don't know that Spam Boy is Sam Boy. Anyway, hi Sam, how's it going? Sorry I didn't recognize your other name there. But yeah, I do need new artwork for season 2. You up for it?
Train.
Sorry, kid. Well, you've got the wrong station. This is the old passenger line. It's busted up in both directions.
And it goes...
Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I'm actually trying to kick that over because I think we're done with the narrator.
Sorry, kid. Well, you've got the wrong station. This is the old passenger line. It's busted up in both directions. So, you're looking for the SOPAC line, south of the river.
And these are all real things. Like, if you look at a map of New Orleans, there's a rail north of the city that is passengers only, and there's a rail south of the city that's mostly for like, what am I trying to say? Cargo. Kind of fun. And yeah, I like to map things out. The like all the cities that I name in this are real places. There's a lot of businesses that I mentioned that are real businesses that exist today, almost as if the end of the world happened in the world as it is right now.
South of the river.
And it goes west, and it goes west, and it goes west, and it goes west, and it goes west. And it goes west?
Technically, yeah. But it's just used by the masters and government folks. You shouldn't be going there. Technically, yeah. But it's just used by the masters and government folks. You shouldn't be going there.
Shouldn't be going there.
Going there.
I thought there was no government. 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 Why not walk up? I thought there was no government. I thought there was no government.
You shouldn't be going there.
I thought there
Be going there.
I thought there was no government.
Shit. The railmen. Sounds like there's a lot you don't know. Come on. We can't stay here. But it's just used by the masters and government folks.
Alright, so this is take 2 of hers.
Oh, fun. How... Railmen. Sounds like there's a lot you don't know.
Alright, so all this stuff that we just did with her, that was her ABC. And so this is take 2, and I just want to double check that I don't like any of these more than I like those. So let's have a listen.
Because you look loster than a giraffe in Alaska? Because you look loster than a giraffe in Alaska. Because you look loster than a giraffe in Alaska? Never mind. Where are you headed? Never mind. Where are you headed? Sorry, kid.
Either one's kind of good so far.
This is the old passenger line. It's busted up in both directions. You're looking for the SOPAC line, south of the river.
I think that sounds a little bit smoother than
Sorry,
this one.
kid. Well, you've got the wrong
but this
station.
one sounds so natural.
This is the old passenger line. It's busted up in both directions. So, you're looking for the SOPAC line, south of the river.
Alright, so I like the first half of this one, but I want to use that.
You're looking for this
little bit here instead.
directions. You're looking for the SOPAC line, south of the river.
Sometimes things just line up really nice. And then we got one more.
Technically, yeah. But it's just used by the masters and government folks. You shouldn't be going there. Technically, yeah. But it's just used by the masters and government folks. You shouldn't be going there. Masters and government folks. Government folks. You shouldn't be going there. You shouldn't be going there.
I like the first one. We'll stick with it. And we got one more line here.
Technically, yeah. But it's
There's no government.
the railmen. Sounds like there's a lot you don't know. Come on, we can't stay here.
Sweet. All right, cool. Well, that is actually the last line of episode 2, and that is where I am going to stop for today. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. So let's see, this episode's coming in a little. Right now it's at about 17 minutes. And then once I go back and add some music and some sound effects, it'll probably add another, 30 seconds or so. So it's another good, 18-minute episode. Let's see. Kingdom of Inland says, in a Frostpunk style scenario, the waste heat from a nuclear reactor wouldn't go to waste. It would probably be used to heat homes or something. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a really good point. Frostpunk. Hadn't thought about Frostpunk. What would be a Frostpunk? What's the train one? Oh shoot, what's the post-apocalyptic train show? You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I guess that would kind of be the idea, right? Frostpunk. Pretty cool. All right, sweet. So that's it. I'm going to stop there. On my next session, I'll go back through, clean things up, add a lot more sound effects, atmosphere, start adding some music and that kind of thing. But yeah, that gives you a little idea of dialogue and narration editing. And yeah, this one, let's see. I started this one this morning. Probably put a good 6 hours, maybe not quite, 5 or 6 hours, give or take, of just getting this all kind of rough drafted. And I added a little bit of atmosphere, but then it was just taking too long to get through everything. So sometimes I change my order of operations. Sometimes I try to do a full everything in the first take, and sometimes I just do the voice work and narration together. But yeah, it'll be I'm in a really good spot for next time. Super excited because things are moving along now that I've got the voices mostly recorded. I'm still waiting on just a few characters, but more than enough to keep going at this point. And let me just get this set up for next episode. Moving everything over to where episode 2 is going to start. Oh, why is that like that? Oh, that's right, because that's several characters. And yeah, things are moving along quite nicely, if I do say so myself. So yeah, my goal is to get at least this full story out before Wasteland, but we'll see. The summer might get really busy. Yeah, Snowpiercer. Thanks, Spam Boy. Spam Boy. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you watching along with me today. And yeah, episode 1 should be dropping in July sometime. I think I'm finally ready to actually give it a date, because I know I've been saying that Legends of Wasteland 2 was coming since last year, but here it comes. We're getting close. And then I do have, I think, 2 or 3 stories from Wastelanders which are going to be in this season. I've got a whole other story or 3 that I've been working on myself. So yeah, there's going to be a lot going on, and I don't know if we'll necessarily do a big break again. It might just be that I kind of work on this alongside the Apocalypse Post, just depending on when there's time and when a story pops up. That might be a little bit more of what I do, is rather than trying to put together a season, when I get a story, I'll launch a story, and then there might just be breaks between each story as I produce it. So anyway, thanks again for tuning in, guys, and let's see, I'm gonna end for now. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you all soon. Oh, real quick, if you want early access to all of these episodes, make sure you check out the Patreon page at patreon.com/theapocalypsepost, and you can also sign up for the Patch of the Month Club there. Don't forget, this month, if you sign up, you're going to get the since we're talking about Legends of Wasteland City, you're going to get the Bloodbacks patch this month. So this will ship out in, oh boy, less than 10 days, about a week and change. So yeah, if you sign up for the Patch of the Month, that's the next one you're going to get, and there's still a bunch more down the pipeline. I've got the rest of 2024 all covered. I've got enough to get us through the end of the year, but I am still going to be looking for more. So if you're interested in joining in oh, I just realized how loud my mic is. Sorry, it was probably a bit too chonky there. But yeah, if you want to sponsor for the Patch of the Month, you can do that. Just reach out at theapocpost@gmail.com, and I'll send you all the details of how that works and what I need from you. All right, that's it for today. Thanks, guys. I'm not going to do the whole shtick, but thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.